Okay, abusunya bɛma kɔ aba sonko so ɛde ba POG Media so. Yɛde mbɛkɔ political highway ne so highway ne deɛ nsɛm bebree wɔ so a yɛn so yɛagye pene sɛ yɛbɛmi abadwafoɔ no ahu deɛ ɛkɔ ɛne deɛ ɛba na abusunya yɛmbɔnwura yɛn nsɛm mu no. Ɛyɛ NDC amanyɔkuo no ɛyɛ next parliament a ɛba abɛkɔ so no ɛyɛ ɔmo release next speaker of parliament ne din no aba abɔnten ɛte sɛ speaker Bagbin sisi ano or step aside a te sɛ NDC foɔ no ɔmo ayɛ ready a ɔmo ba bɛ elect new speaker of parliament ama na lead the next parliament a ɛba abɛkɔ so no nti no ɛyɛ Alban Bagbin no sisi adeɛ ɔno no wagyina nkyɛn ama obi eba betua adwuma ne so a names na apope up no abusua yɛnsɛm mmrɛ no yɛnkɔ na yɛnkɔ nkotie ensɛm a ɛkɔs na ansa na ɛbɛkɔ no wo ensɛm kan bi a fa hyɛ your comment section like na hyɛ ma afoforo nso ensa intumi enka bi aha POG Media so political trending stories are make waves no yɛnso yɛagye atom sɛ yɛde bɛbrɛm bɛdamase.
Has nothing to do.
We celebrate the resilience and perseverance of our party and democracy. After 8 difficult years in opposition, under a shocking one-man rule, with only a driver mate, as we are now made to believe, we bounce back stronger and better. The absolute majority we now possess in the next parliament does not merely reflect the confidence of the Ghanaian people in the party, but it underscores their yearning for change, for progress, and their trust in the party's promise to reset Ghana. And Ghana, we must reset. We cannot do that just in 4 years. We will make tremendous gains in 4 years, but we need more than that. And it behoves on all of us in what we say, in what we do, in our attitudes, in our conduct, to let Ghanaians know that there is no other party better than the NDC. The economic challenges inherited from the outgoing administration will be considerable. In fact, many of you don't know how deep the hole is. And if we are to succeed in reversing these trends, it will demand the utmost commitment and concerted efforts of professionals like you. Your insights, professionalism, dedication, and ability to mobilize support to reset Ghana will be critical as we work together to breathe new life into our economy, our government.
And then he also had a lot to say when it comes to the newly elected parliamentarians to be inaugurated in the 9th Parliament.
To become a member of Parliament, you have to be elected by the voter. And you have to be declared by the Electoral Commission. But you have to be sworn in by the Speaker. Until you are sworn in by the Speaker, you remain MP elect. So I was very clear in my mind that some of those re-collation and re-declaration were completely null and void ab initio. They were unknown to the law. And so they were not properly so-called MPs elect and not qualified to be sworn in by you. My back this year, we had those discussions. When I told them, they were all surprised. I said, yes, I'm the gatekeeper. The right thing must be done. for us to be able to reset Ghana. And so this recognition, I tell you, is going to do more than what I have done.
I know we are in a position, so I'll go ballistic.
Don't
worry.
Okay, meaning what? I mean,
okay, once again,
the speaker, the pronouncement is making
yes,
but dangerous. Before are they not?
Before I get here, Roland, I'm a man who is very grateful for whatever help people give me. In this political conversation, you need help. And on this campaign, there were many people who came through for us in our campaigns. It's only fair that I use this platform to appreciate them. Whilst we sit on this platform, we do not maintain all the knowledge in this world. People send us text messages, on the spot information, and that usually changes the confirmation. Your platform is for education, entertainment, and to inform people. And so sometimes you'll be on the platform and an expert sends you a particular information that essentially changes even what you say and what not to say. I want to appreciate those people who usually come through for us. I appreciate you greatly. Roland, there have been instances that you've not been here, that either Bella or Na or Cookie have stepped in. And as men, we tend to try to maybe make it a bit
women more
uncomfortable for them. And so I want to thank them for whatever it is that they have endured in keeping us in check. It's always a difficult thing. I appreciate them greatly. But you see, that said, I want to, on this issue of the speaker,
even about the contested seats in relation to who will be inaugurated or be part of that swearing in and all that.
I've read on various platforms the conversation that at this critical moment, the responsibility is within the Clerk of Parliament, and that will first admit the people into the House. It is the people who will then subsequently elect or select or, as it were, endorse whoever may be proposed as Speaker. I recall vividly in 2004 where former President Akuffo had brought Sechi Hughes. And then the NDC minority then, I think led by Honorable Bagbin, then proposed Peter Lajete, the then Speaker. And the matter was put to a vote. And the MPP numbers, obviously more than ours, overwhelmingly voted for, Sechi Hughes. And so Lajete lost the plot. Obviously, there is going to be a conversation as to who will be the next Speaker. Already, I've heard Honorable Afenyo Markins and co saying that Honorable Bagbin should stay and they will prefer working with him, among other things. Speaker Bagbin is somebody whose pedigree and, let me say, experience is one that is over 30 years relative to our democratic experiment. And with that experience and what have you, I'm sure it is going to make whoever the next Speaker is going to be a very interesting conversation. Either way, I want to wish him well. He served Ghana extremely well. And if his name comes up, with the likes of Afenyo Markins and others already speaking in his favor, I strongly believe that Addo will say the future is pregnant. With that pregnancy, I want to dovetail it into the conversation as to what Right Honorable Speaker said. I think he's expressed a view that not many people share with him. Particularly from the MPP side, that is not within his remit, because technically, for the technical legal reason, at the time MPs will be sworn in, quote unquote, there wouldn't be a speaker. Even if he will be the speaker of the next, technically, it's considered to be a new parliament altogether. And so the admission into the House may be done by the clerk. But I want to believe that whatever the clerk will do would be within the confines of the law. And so if there are existing legal processes relative to, quote, the MPs who are the benefit of recollation, and like the court said, to the point that the and the Electoral Commission itself makes the point that they recollated on the basis of the court order. Now, that order of the court had been set aside. And so, to the point that those orders have been set aside, the consequential orders that resulted in the recollation and the benefit derived from that purported recollation must fail or must fall. Like we always say in Mark 4 and USA, you cannot put something on nothing and expect it to stand. So when the foundational order is no longer there, and in many of the depositions done by the Electoral Commission before the court, they make the point that they had to do the recollation pursuant to the orders of the court. And so if those orders are no longer there, the logical consequence is that all the recollations done on the basis of those orders falls, as somebody would say, flat. And when they fall flat, you cannot derive any benefit from it. I think that it is within that context that the Right Honorable Speaker is saying that if you are a product of that impugned order, if you are a product of that quash order, then you can't enter the House.
Okay, so that's the reasoning behind
behind
his opinion he shared.
That's all, okay. Without more.
Okay, so it's not for any mischief?
No. I mean, and remember that this is a speech he delivered after the Supreme Court pronouncement. And his claim is well-founded in law. In fact, I remember the claim by the Electoral Commission at the Supreme Court was that they had already done the recollation. And so the court should not entertain our application. Because it's like the horses are bolted. So why do you want to now lock the stable after the horses? The Supreme Court said, no. Once the impugned orders form the foundation of the so-called recollation, it must fail. And that's the logical consequence for it. And so under the circumstance, the Speaker is right to say that those people should not enter the House.
Well, I say good morning to Abigail Darko with the Ghana National Association of Teachers, Goma District.
I uphold the saying that silence is golden. And that should be a mark of a leader, every leader, especially a leader who emanates from the circles of the law, who understands what the law says and work with the law. In this case, like Speaker Bagbin. I was appalled by the comment made by him. First of all, like my brother Ediji says, we are moving into the 9th parliament. And if you listen to Ediji carefully, he chose his words well. He's not speaking to matters that would point to the fact that something that is a sub judice is being discussed. And I don't expect a man of his stature to have made such comment at all. First of all, we've gone into an election. Election is over. We have some contentions. The NDC says no. MPP says no. Or whoever has interest in it says no. There are laws to guide us. And rightly so, my good brother sitting here was in the Supreme Court and argued his case strongly and eloquently. Okay? He exhibited brilliance. The Supreme Court bought into his argument and said, look, if that foundation, which is supposed to make these MPs is flawed, in the criminal, justice system, they say fraud vitiates all. Whatever that you feel is indeed not right cannot make what is wrong right. Therefore, my brother was directed and his team, and our party directed and their team, go back to the High Court get a new judge, litigate the mandamus, then whatever that comes out, we all abide by it again and move on. Now, before that is done, then you get a forum. That is where I want to caution President Mahama. I want to wish him well, congratulate him. He's a great brother. He's been there before, and he's been given the mandate again by the people. Inshallah, by the 7th of January, which we all pray to live to see, he shall be sworn in as the President of the Republic of Ghana. And I want to say, he should be wary of the number 3.
I don't understand. Who is number 3?
The powerful number 3. People are so interested in number 3, but this country deals with
Speaker of Parliament.
I don't know who is going to be the Speaker of Parliament, but he should be aware. He should be aware that there will be a number 3, and that number 3 may assume some powers.
What's your point with this?
The point I'm making is that if you are a leader and in that position, you should be measured by what you say. I respect Speaker Bagbin so much, but what he said was needless. My brother has just summed everything up to us. If the Supreme Court gives orders, it is law, and we all have to abide by it. Except to say that for the last case, they ceased to be unanimous FC.
I don't understand.
Oh no, they were called all sorts of names. If it doesn't go, some people. I'm saying, but for the last case of the one they had and said go back and litigate it, and then of course it was okay. They ceased them to be unanimous FC completely. They became one of the powerful, great judges that we've had. I have always said, look, let's respect the fundamental laws of this country. If the Constitution says that the Constitution is supreme, and that the Constitution gives the mandate of its interpretation to the Supreme Court of Ghana, and whatever pronouncement they make is law, then all of us who are key players and key actors in this political space must be careful. On Bagbin's comment, like I said, is needless, because first of all, you are not even sure whether you will even be the Speaker of Parliament then. First of all. Secondly, you may even seek to benefit from these people if indeed they go through the mill and become the members of Parliament. Because what happened the last time,
Are you assuming that Speaker Bagbin made this comment with the acknowledgement that he will be the Speaker, or he was just espousing what is lawful?
Well,
that if you're not sworn into office, into the next Parliament by the Speaker or into the Parliament, you cannot then assume.
Why? Kamal didn't sit in here. If I am not gazetted as member of Parliament elect for any constituency, what business do I have going to Parliament?
So that's what he was saying.
That's the point. So the point is,
saying
no,
that
he
what
says,
he was saying, which you are also acknowledging,
what,
shouldn't
no,
say.
I am saying,
because he's a Speaker.
I used the word sub judice. And you being a lawyer, knowing that this is a legal journey that is being embarked on, you have no business commenting on this.
You think it's prejudicing the
absolutely.
Court? But he's
not appearing. He appeared emphatic. He appeared emphatic in his statement when he says that those regulations or whatever they call it, when they come, they have no space in Parliament. It doesn't lie with you to say that. Listen to him. It doesn't lie with him. He can share an opinion, but it doesn't lie with him to say regulation or whatever it is. They have no business there. And the point I'm making,
the reasoning of the Supreme Court, brother. You see, per the reasoning of the Supreme Court, to the extent that these MPs draw their election or purported declaration from the orders of the court, Speaker Bagbin is simply saying that that thing had fallen flat. And so you cannot be admitted into the house. That is all that he says.
This is right.
No, so
this is common knowledge.
If he's repeating,
and I am saying that
about it. That's all.
You see, the political gains that some of these comments make, and the way they travel.
What's the merit or demerit or the influence or non-influence of the opinion he shared at that ceremony?
What I'm saying is that what he sought to say obviously would be decoded by whoever is listening, and then look, if a communication piece is thrown out there, somebody certain somewhere would have to analyze.
The court influenced by public opinion.
The court can never be influenced by public opinion anyway, but we are even cautioned not to even comment on matters before the court. We are cautioned.
That's true.
And I'm saying that once we are cautioned not to comment on, silence is golden. A man of his stature has no business even coming to comment on this. The point is that, first of all, you are not sure whether you will be the Speaker of Parliament, but for you to say that I will not swear them in, listen to the statement. You are not even the Speaker of Parliament there. Who said you are going to be the Speaker of Parliament? You will not swear them in. Means what? You have already put yourself.
Do you have an information that he's not going to be the Speaker?
I don't have an information, but what I know is that there's going to be a ninth Parliament.
Even his side thinks
I am saying no. That is the opinion of Markens. Oh. I may have my opinion. No.
Are you saying Markens' opinion is not the opinion of the MPP side in the ninth Parliament?
I am a member of the party national executive. We haven't sat down to discuss to say that we are supporting Bagbin to become the Speaker.
I understand you are meeting on the 2nd.
We have not done that. So I'm saying that if my good brother, Honorable Marken, made a comment which you have referred to, that is his position.
He is on his own.
Point is, Bagbin is not yet the Speaker of Parliament, of ninth Parliament. So he doesn't have the locus to say that I will not swear them in. When you are not even. That was reckless, with all respect to him.
Oh, he just repeated the judgment of the ruling of the Supreme Court.
If he had spoken to the matter, like the way you spoke to it, I have no business commenting on it. But for you to go ahead to put yourself in that position and say, I will not swear them in, you have assumed the position of a Speaker of ninth Parliament, and you are not. So I'm saying, please, silence is golden. Please check your language when you are speaking. Number 3.
My referee, what do you make of all this?
I'm surprised that Anna is speaking. Why should you have an issue with somebody speaking? What really is the issue? Because you yourself, you are conceding that it is right that based on the orders of the Supreme Court, the purported what's it called?
Recollation.
Or the purported
and the beneficiaries of that recollation.
The MPs elect as declared by the second event.
Are no longer
they don't hold as MPs.
Exactly. I beg you. And so they won't, unless something changes, they are not going to Parliament. You understand? We are all in waiting, in a state of waiting until tomorrow's matter at the High Court, and whatever orders will emanate from there, and then whether or not, based on those orders or not, those people would be declared as having been elected. For me, I don't see why we should even waste executive time discussing. Because if I can have an opinion and SIM, why can't Bagbin have an opinion and SIM? And indeed, you consider that his opinion isn't a wrong.
Kamadin says the position he holds.
Well, why?
And then also his utterances.
So because you are speaker, you can't have an opinion. Because he's speaker now. I beg you, he's speaker now. So because he's speaker now, he can't have an opinion about.
Because I thought he was just stating a procedural process.
Indeed. When I saw the topic, I was shocked because I feel like
it's Christmas. We want to make sure we made a conversation.
But there's a more pressing issue. The more pressing issue is what circumstances have led us to a situation where about 6 or 7 days before swearing in,
we have this
issue where we don't even know whether.
What do you make of it?
No, it is a massive failure on the part of the government and the EC.
Why?
We are 6 days away from a swearing in, and we have about 5 or 6 constituencies where we still don't know who the elected MPs are. And this issue of recollation, are you not worried? And all the, you see, I beg you, you understand? This issue of recollation beyond the EC, who is supposed to grant security in this country? You see, for you to have a situation where people, whichever name you choose to call them, whether hooligans, whether hoodlums, go and then force the EC, per what the NDC are saying, to make declarations which are unlawful. Listen, is it not a massive failure on the part of government? The institution is supposed to be providing security in this country. To the extent that 6 days before a swearing in, we don't know who the MPs are. It's not a failure. I beg you, I beg you, come out in. I disagree vehemently when you are speaking. I didn't talk. I don't like this. No. You want to have your chance to do the recollation based on their whatever authority. The court ordered that recollation be done. Or collation be done.
Come on, relax. So just let him have.
So that impression must be corrected.
No, but you can't correct it when it's your turn.
Come on. Listen, I'm not even understanding you. He's what I'm saying is
it's Christmas.
Certain facts. No, but it's Christmas. But you have a situation where 6 days or 7 days before swearing in.
That's problematic.
You
At the heart of the matter, you are saying that is...
First of all, what led to a situation where recollation, they say for that they need to do recollation, which needed to do. Listen, they are saying that certain declarations were made which were illegal, and those declarations were illegal because they were done under duress. Now, you understand? Now the point is, I'm saying that we have a system, and we know the person who's given our powers to provide security in this country. Who the ultimate responsibility lies in terms of providing security lies on. Creating that culture where we wouldn't have a situation where people will feel compelled to go to the AC, you understand, and even think about forcing the AC to make a declaration. You understand? So if there was any doubt about the trust the people have in the system, if there's any about them, because what the bottom line is, the people of Ghana have lost faith in the ability of the AC
to manage the elections,
and they've also lost faith in the ability of the security agencies to do the needful. And I'm saying that it is a fundamental evidence of the lack of trust the people of Ghana have in our systems. And now who will go blame them? And so for me, I thought that rather than come and discuss a Ghanaian, that's the speaker, declaring his opinion, like all of us are declaring, as if I can declare my opinion. If you come out in, you can declare your opinion. If Eduji can declare his opinion, what stops the Speaker of Parliament from sharing an opinion, especially when you claim that opinion is right anyway? You understand? At the end of the day, you see,
let me, you see, Leonard.
Okay, Abusia Winnie and Sama Eposo, our political highway. So, yes, Speaker Bagbin, and it just say, yeah, you Nantia, and say, and yet or no, and a bill did the next parliament. I just say NDC, no, just say it didn't be able to buy any easy cry. But I must some Japanese Kokotisa Udiwi at my POG Media. So, what am I saying?